What's going on, y'all? Welcome to my channel. My name is Cameron Friend, and here we talk about all things culture, sports, politics, faith, and you name it. But something you need to know is I am a huge Denver Nuggets fan. I am also a huge Denver Broncos fan. Now, I've been watching the Denver Nuggets since the 1990s. I'm talking about the Robert Pact, Nick Van Exel, Antonio McDyess era. I grew up in the 2000s watching Carmelo Anthony and Chauncey Billups and Kenyon Martin and, oh man, the old famous Anthony Carter. So I done been through it all as a Denver Nuggets fan. So ever since 2014, when the Denver Nuggets selected Nikola Jokic with the 41st overall pick, everything's been different. You know, back in the 2000s now, we had a little bit of hope. You know, we had something to hold on to. We made it to the Western Conference Finals. I watched as Kobe Bean Bryant destroyed the Denver Nuggets in the course of 6 games, but Melo fought hard, and I figured we were going to come back that next year, get even better, load up again. But then obviously Carmelo Anthony left. But before he left, he gave us the gift of the first round pick from the New York Knicks in a swap in the 2016 NBA draft. And because of that, we got the one and only Jamal Murray. So if you want to be about Denver Nuggets basketball, you want to talk about Denver Broncos football, this is the place to be. Now, we're going to talk about an array of subjects, but please make sure that you subscribe if you want to hear more. So let's talk about last night. The Denver Nuggets played the Sacramento Kings. Now, the Denver Nuggets had just come off a historic playoff run in the bubble. Jamal Murray was supernova, averaging 26.5 points a game, 6.6 assists, and over 5 rebounds a game. Nikola Jokic, what can we say? Through 33 games, the only person to have his playoff numbers is Larry Bird. So we came off of last year. We got MPJ coming into his second year, going to start again. We got Bol coming back, Monte Morris, Gary Harris, Will Barton. And then we added 7 new players to this team, including the only legendary Facu Campazzo. So I figured when we played last night, we was going to blow out the Sacramento Kings. And the thing is, if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, you've watched as the last 5 years, we tend to start the season off a little bit slow. Cola tends to start the season off a little bit slow. But something has been changing ever since that 2018 and 19 season where Nikola Jokic is starting to show up better, playing better earlier. Now, last year, obviously, he weighed over 284 pounds, and so, you know, he was out of shape coming into camp. But this year, he came in great. He's been looking great. They were looking spry. When they played the Portland Trail Blazers in preseason, I mean, they blew them out by over 60 points over the 2 games they played in Denver. So when the Kings were coming into town, I figured, you know what, this is going to be a great ramp-up game. We're going to get an opportunity to see Jokic go off, Murray go off, MPJ go off, and we're going to see good team defense. But obviously that didn't happen. Now, again, if you've been a Denver Nuggets fan, you also realize that there's something that the Nuggets just aren't good at doing, and that's stopping fast, quick twitch guards. It doesn't matter if you're playing against Washington Wizards and Ish Smith, or you're playing against Darius Garland, or you're playing against Colin Sexton, or, as of last night, playing against Swiper for the Kings. They just don't play great perimeter defense against quick guards for whatever reason. It's not that we don't have the athleticism, but for some reason they allow them to fold into the paint and either get all the way to the bucket or to kick out for a 3. And so there are just some things that they have to continue to work on incrementally to improve as a team, to be that tier 1 team that we know that they can be. But when we played last night, Jokic came out dominating, absolutely dominating. Bagley couldn't hold him. Holmes couldn't hold him. I'm watching this game. I'm like, yo, Jokic might have a triple-double by the 3rd quarter, and sure enough, he did. But it was just the way that they were playing. They was just slow, like they were just moving in the mud, and it was just taking entirely too long to get in their sets. They were struggling to get back on defense, on missed threes, and so they were struggling even to have offensive rebounds. I mean, I think the Kings had 11 offensive rebounds last night. So we have a lot that we need to work on. It didn't go how we wanted it to go, but this is the thing Denver Nuggets fans need to hold on to. And any haters out there that are watching this that aren't Denver Nuggets fans, you need to hold on to this as well. It takes time for the Nuggets to have a cohesive unit on offense and defense. It takes time for them to learn how to play together with 7 new players. And so a lot of naysayers are saying that, well, the Nuggets are a second-tier team anyway. They lost Jeremy Grant. They lost Mason Plumlee. They lost Torrey Craig. Therefore, they're not going to be that good because they don't have the defensive stalwarts that they had in the past. Well, man, I got to say, now I get, Torrey Craig as a one-on-one defender against Donovan Mitchell, against Russell Westbrook. I get that. I get that Mason Plumlee as an athletic body as a center is clogging up the paint. He's blocking shots. But here's the thing. The Nuggets have always been dependent on team defense. They play a hard hedge defense with their centers, meaning they're trying to make the main dribbler give the ball up. And they're trying to make sure that center has to make a play. Now, unless you got Nikola Jokic, we don't believe that your center is going to beat us. But it just takes them a while to get the motions right, to get the backside defense correct, all those other things. So last night I watched as they were working through a lot of those kinks. But the formula is there. Y'all, I don't know if you know this, but MPJ is a 3-level scorer who is showing clear effort on offense and on defense. He had 3 crazy blocks last night. MPJ should have had to play the game when they kicked it out to the corner on a wide open 3, and all of a sudden MPJ comes out of nowhere, 6'10", over a 7-foot wingspan, came out of nowhere, blocked the shot. MPJ has the potential, and this ain't hyperbole, MPJ has the real potential to be a top 10 player in the NBA. Last night, he had, on a bad night, on an okay night for MPJ, he had 24 points, 5 rebounds on the low side, with 3 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals. Y'all, he's coming. Jokic is coming. He's already here. 29 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists. Sorry, matter of fact, I read that wrong. 13 assists. Nikola, first game of the year. So here's the thing. Matter of fact, my bad, y'all. Nikola Jokic had 29 points, 14 assists, and 15 rebounds last night. 29 points, 14 assists, and 15 rebounds last night. So if you ask me, as a Nuggets fan, am I concerned? I'm concerned to the point that I wonder how long it's going to take for Jamal Murray, who historically starts off slow. It's going to take him to get in his groove. I'm concerned from the standpoint that we have to make sure that we're running and gunning, that we're coming out, we're playing hard defense, fast tempo, that we're getting out, that when Nikola Jokic has a matchup that he is clearly advantaged in, that we make sure we give him the ball for the whole game, especially in the fourth quarter and in crunch time. And last night they went away from him a little bit, even after he fouled out Rashawn Holmes. So the Nuggets have all the pieces to be successful. Now, would I be surprised at the trade deadline in March if they decide to make a trade for a wing defender or even, heck, a superstar player? It all depends on what they would have to give up. There's been a lot of trade rumors going around that James Harden is being considered by the Denver Nuggets. But here's the thing. Clear this up right now. They are not trading either, not both, either of Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. for James Harden. As great as James Harden is, he is a top 6-5 player in the NBA, averaging over 30 points a game the past 3 seasons. He's been a top 3 MVP finisher the last 5 seasons. Amazing player. I would never disparage James Harden. He's an amazing player. But here's the facts. James Harden may not fit the culture or schematics of the Denver Nuggets. James Harden is a ball-dominant player, which, again, that's how he plays. But the Nuggets are huge. Their entire offense centers around a 5 playing in the middle of the offense and navigating everything else. Ball movement, cuts, and penetration, kickouts. Often, even Jamal Murray, when he's in the zone, he's not even dribbling a whole lot. I mean, yeah, he's dribbling, he's getting crossovers, he's getting step backs, he's driving to the basket, but those are relatively quick decisions. The person that takes the longest maybe with the ball is Jokic, but the only reason he takes a while with the ball is because he's evaluating what the best play is. Should he take the center all the way down to the basket? Should he go over his right shoulder, left shoulder? Should he do a step back? Should he do a sombor shuffle? Should he pass to the corner, pass to the wing? Is somebody cutting? That's why he holds onto the ball. But see, with Harden, his game is dependent on breaking the defender down by making the defender think he's doing one thing while going back to another. So the defender never knows what to do because either he's going to hit me with a step back and he's going to shoot a great percentage from a step back, or he's going to drive to the hole and finish strong, or he's going to draw the foul, or he's going to drive and kick it out to somebody. So James Harden is a different kind of player. Now, as somebody who loves the Nuggets, but I like to see him with the Denver Nuggets, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't like to see James Harden for MPJ or for Jamal Murray. Again, based on what I've already said, based on the fact that MPJ looks like he can be a top 10 player eventually, a two-way player. Based on the fact that Jamal Murray, we already know that when crunch time comes, when playoffs come, and as Jamal Murray grows, he's only in his age 23 season, dude, he could be a top 5 point guard this year. And again, that's not hyperbole. That's not hyperbole rather. I'm sorry. Based on what we've already seen, he can do it. So the question is, what will we have to give up now? If you said a combination of Gary Harris, Will Barton, and Bol in a mix of 4 first-round picks, that's a lot. That takes a lot of your wing depth away. But you get a transcendent player. If he said he's going to buy into the system, I'm with it. If he said he's going to buy into the system, I'm with it. But we have enough right now to be a great team. We have enough right now to be a great playoff team. But the question's going to be, how long does it take for the Nuggets to get all 7 of their new players ingratiated in the system, also to make MPJ a part of the offense, to make sure that he has a role instead of standing in the corner when Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are standing out on the floor with him. It's just little stuff like that, but they'll figure it out as the season goes on. So was that an ideal circumstance last night? Nope. They should have beat them. I mean, honestly, they should have waxed the Kings, but they didn't. And sometimes basketball works like that. And so tomorrow, December 25th, Christmas Day, they have an opportunity to give it to the Los Angeles Clippers. This whole offseason, once the Nuggets beat the Clippers in 7 games, the narrative that's been out there is that the Clippers just gave it away, that they didn't have the chemistry, that they didn't have the continuity. But they weren't giving credit to the Denver Nuggets for outplaying them games 5 through 7. They didn't give credit to the fact that Jamal Murray was torching them, that no matter what, with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and with Patrick Beverley, they couldn't stop him. A 40-piece showed them that in Game 7. They couldn't stop Jokic. It wasn't the fact that Zubac wasn't playing enough. He was still eating him alive. Yeah, the lineup that Zubac was in, sure, that was helping him. That made his plus-minus look better than what it was, but he was still getting ate up. So whether he had Montrezl Harrell on him, or he had Zubac, or even if he had our own Denver Nugget new player, JaMychal Green, on him, Jokic was eating in that series. There was no stopping him. So the fact of the matter is they have an opportunity to put that to bed tomorrow. I would love to hear what ESPN and Fox Sports, Skip Bayless and Chris Broussard, my friend Chris Broussard, to hear what the analysts have to say after the Clippers lose again to a superior team in the Denver Nuggets with 2 up-and-coming players. Y'all, this is what I want to leave you with. This is going to be Jamal Murray's age 23 season. This is going to be Nikola Jokic age 25 season. This is going to be MPJ age 22 season. Can you imagine over the next year, over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, should this trio stay together, what they going to be? 2 top 10 players? Maybe 3 top 15 players? They got all the potential. It's there. But it's about doing the small things. It's about making sure you're grinding, making sure you're paying attention to your key, making sure you're investing in the process daily. Jokic is going to be there. I believe that if we get what we saw last night out of Jokic, which I believe is who he is now in his 6th year, Jokic is going to contend for an MVP this year. Because the Nuggets are going to win a bunch of games. They're going to be a top 3 seed. They have the potential to be a top 1 seed. You keep letting Jokic do what he is doing, 29, 14 assists and 15 rebounds in Game 1. Man, if they win in games, it's going to be hard to say Jokic is not a top 2, 3 player this season because he's going to be unguardable. He's so much smarter. His IQ is out of this world. He's either the first or second best passer in the NBA behind only LeBron James. And then you get Jamal Murray. If he actually learns consistency and buys in, he's able to stay healthy without having the nicks and knacks and bruises. Yo, all-star, supernova, flamethrower. And then MPJ, I don't even got to say nothing. 6'10", three-level scorer. He shot 3 for 7 last night from 3, and it wasn't even a great shooting night, y'all. It's only a matter of time. So if you want Denver Nuggets content, this is the place to be. If you want Denver Broncos content, this is the place to be. I also, again, my career, my life is driven around faith, justice, equity. So if you want to hear about culture and life, this is the place to be. But Denver Nuggets fans, you are invited. This is your home. This is your place. Tell your friends. Share. Denver Broncos fans, I'm Denver, Colorado all the way through. 303 Park Hill, Colorado. Went to the University of Northern Colorado, played football there, was a state champion at Mullen High School. I am a thoroughbred. 303 720 Denver all the way. So be here. We're going to have episodes coming out frequently. Yo, let's go. It's basketball season. Nuggets basketball. Nug life. Let's go. I'll see you soon.